guys, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Pulse. Like I said, my partner Quad. I am J-Man. This edition of the Pulse, we're going to give you guys our WWE TLC S3P R2D2 C3PO 2014 preview, coming this Sunday on the WWE Network.
For $9.99.
Indeed. It is no longer free, unfortunately, so all the free viewers in November, Dunskies.
But we have to say something before this. First of all, this is before SmackDown. And this is also before the NXT.
Yeah, so I was going to get to that. But definitely before then, which will be, we're shooting this on Wednesday, which will hopefully go up tonight. So that'd be tomorrow. Be sure to check out NXT, which I think is TakeOver Revolution or some shit, or Revolution, I don't know what the fuck it is. But you got Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville for the NXT title, like the last shot for Sami Zayn against the title, which we just saw. They have a triple threat for the tag titles with the Lucha Dragons, Vaudevillains. I'm sorry, it's a four-way. Lucha Dragons, Vaudevillains, Hideo Itami and Finn Balor, also Kenta and Prince Devitt, and the Ascension. And also we have the debut of Kevin Steen and WWE and NXT, whatever you want to say, is Kevin Owens. So definitely be checking that shit out. We will for sure, because it looks fucking awesome and should be a lot of fun. And just get a view of the future. And I got a lot of guys that we've paid attention to and watched over the years and enjoy. A lot of our, kind of favorites that really are in all of wrestling are down there in NXT. So definitely be checking that out. So definitely be wanting to promote that. So go check that out. If you guys do have the WWE Network, if you haven't watched NXT that much, check this show out, because it should be some really good stuff on Thursday. Before we get into the main card, we have the pre-show on this card. We have the New Day, which I think it's going to be Big E and Kofi going up against Golden Stardust, bringing in this gimmick, which Ryan was actually over for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that we watched on Saturday night. And we will probably be getting to that. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Sunday night. We'll probably be getting to do. We didn't do videos for that, just scheduling and that kind of shit. We would have. We watched it. We're gonna do a topic show probably next weekend if we could. Next weekend's not Christmas weekend, is it? It's like a week before. It's the weekend before Christmas.
What's that?
But probably next weekend. We don't want to shove 3 videos in this weekend. We are going to talk about Final Battle, and then we'll get to talking about CM Punk. You guys will get there, and everything going on with him. But long story short, and randomly coming back to this, we talked about the New Day and basically said how it was a PG version of the Nation of Domination in this generation. That's really what it is. It's the face version of it. That's really what we're getting here with just super boisterous and happy and shit and jumping out with pyro and all their blue and fucking yellow trunks and tights and shit. Just a whole bunch of fucking nonsense going on there. Going up against Golden Stardust, saying how they're going to take down the light of the New Day, whatever the fuck. I don't know what the hell they're doing anymore. I'm going to go with the New Day. They're pushing them. They're getting behind them. Don't really know if it's a smart move or not, because it's really not a well built up idea in my eyes, or gimmick. But at least they're focusing on a guy like Kofi Kingston, which we love Kofi, so it's good to see that at least, which could break him off and do some more stuff with him, but it just seems to never work. I'm going to go with the New Day in the pre-show. I'm
kind of intrigued to see what happens out of this, because like J-Man said, this whole New Day thing is just like, man. I have New Day winning it. Golden Stardust kind of getting not there anymore. It was fun at the beginning, but not anymore.
First matchup. This is going to be basically what me and Quaddy like to say, a tale of a card, or tale of one card here. You could say a tale of two cities, but this is just a tale of a card. The beginning portion of this is absolute shit, and you can just throw it right in the fucking trash, and we really don't give a shit. It'll probably be the portion we'll be going up for dinner and, talking, seeing what's going on and shit. Second portion of this card actually looks pretty good. Going into it, it was just looking like I could give a shit, but writing it down and kind of going through it, I was like, some of this stuff could actually really deliver, and some of it could be really, really good. So definitely a tale of 2 parts of a card here. We're going to get to the shitty portion of it first. First up, we have the chairs match between Kane and Ryback. Holy hell. Oh, God, this is going to be pretty fucking awesome, isn't it, Quaddy? Going to be some good shit here. Quality work between Ryback. We'll call it a.k.a. the asshole rib breaker. Call him that. And Kane, so just 2 people we could give 2 flying fucks about. Ryback will probably win in what will be an absolutely atrocious match.
Kane.
Next matchup, we have the Divas title on line when champion Nikki Bella goes up against AJ Lee. Same shit, different day. Nikki retains.
AJ wins.
Next matchup. God damn it. We have the S, which is now a part of TLCS, R2D2, C3PO. We have a steel stairs match. Let me repeat that, ladies and gentlemen. We have a steel stairs match. We have a motherfucking steel stairs match coming this Sunday. Yeah. Between the Big Show and Eric Rowan. Gets even better when you talk about the combatants in this. Holy shit. I think it would be better if they would have a stairs match where the winner is the first to just fucking climb a flight of stairs the fastest. Who can get up a fucking flight of stairs faster?
Maybe that's a stipulation we didn't see.
Maybe it is. Maybe they're just gonna Maybe they're just gonna climb up just a fucking building and just run up the stairs, and it's just like it's just one of those not like that, like in the fucking building. They're just gonna go up some stairs, and the winner is whoever gets to the top first. There's a piece of cheese for them. Maybe a Rice Krispie treat. Maybe a gun so they can shoot the person who gets up there second and then shoot them fucking selves. Holy shit.
Or a sled so you can sled
down. Wow. Winner, who gives a fuck?
Not us.
True that. Next matchup with the WWE Tag Titles on line when champions The Miz and Damien Mizdow, as it hurts to say, put their titles on the line up against the Usos. The Usos, who did win one of the good awards that probably was not rigged on the Slammies, did win Tag Team of the Year. That is accurate. That is true. Good for the Usos. Miz and Mizdow doing their same old shit, winning the titles at Survivor Series. Sandow now has the 2 fake titles carrying around with Miz, and he won, I think, something at Best Actor or some fucking shit. I don't even know what the fuck he won. Some fucking award, and the Miz took it. Whatever. Miz and Sandow, I'm going to go with retaining here, as unfortunate it is. Hopefully we get a fucking match out of this, and it's not just all Mizdow comedy type shit. Because I think if they actually got in there and worked, it would be some good stuff. But it's just the ongoing tension that's going to continue to build between Miz and Mizdow. Sandow's going to finally step up and do something to get to Miz in the long run, hopefully in the short run. But unfortunate for the Usos, but I don't know. Hopefully we could get something decent out of this. This could be the tweener match where it might not be as shitty as it looks, but, it could be pretty solid because of the Usos. And, like I said, if Miz and, Sandow actually go in and it's not just all comedic type shit and we get a match out of this, could be some pretty decent stuff. So I'm going to go with Miz and Mizdow retaining.
I see Miz and Mizdow retaining. Like J-Man said, if they actually get time in there and are actually working, it could be something worthwhile. But if it's all this comedy stuff that Sandow does, I will not call him the other one. If Sandow does, this is going to be another one of those blood matches. I don't see him dropping it too soon because it would make absolutely no sense, but it's also WWE.
Could take a big breath. We got through the shitty portion of the tale of 2 parts of the card there. So we could just say goodbye to that shit. Next up, we have the U.S. title line when champion Rusev goes up against Jack Swagger. Little fun little build here, your typical Russian U.S. type shit. Swaggers look pretty strong. Swaggers look pretty strong. Swaggers look pretty strong here. Kind of look like a badass coming out for, Zeb Coulter, who I think they had Rusev break his leg or whatever shit. I don't know what the fuck they did backstage, some shit. Whatever. Yeah, Rusev continuing this massive push that he's been getting here. I said in the past a lot of shit about Rusev, saying how it's not going to work, and this and that, stuff like that. I still don't like the gimmick. I still don't like the traditional type Russian blah, blah, blah. It's just been so played out, and I just don't like played out fucking gimmicks or storylines and stuff like that. It's just not my thing. It's just so easy to me. It's not, you're not thinking outside the box. With that being said, he's a great athlete. And he's in there, and he's a bruiser, man. He's a good quality, new age kind of big guy. Definitely, going to be taking the reins from the Big Shows and the Canes in the future, which is good to see because that's that kind of the athletic big guy, which is cool. Which Rusev definitely is. Puts on pretty solid matches, and I think he's improving every single week. So I'm definitely going to go with Rusev retaining here. Look for this one to be, a pretty stiff and strong matchup here between these two. Swagger, works some good matches too when he's in there with these type guys. So I look for this to be, be pretty good if they get some time. But I'm definitely going to go with Rusev retaining the title here.
Like J-Man said, Rusev has kind of been growing on us. When he first debuts, it's like, what the hell are we doing with this? The gimmick's not. I'm not feeling the gimmick at all. I'm just like, nah. But a gimmick and a wrestler are two, like, they're kind of separate in my mind. You have the wrestler who can have great matches and all this, and just perform awesome. But then if your character's not there, it's just like blah. His character is okay. I'm not like the most happy about it, but I'm not also like, what the fuck are we doing with this?
Right.
I see Rusev retaining. I see him having a nice little run with this. And I agree with J-Man 100% behind the Big Show and Kane, because they're both getting up there in age, and if we see another Kane, or if we don't see another Big Show face heel turn again.
For the 8,000 millionth fucking time.
It's time to go.
Jesus. Next up, we have the definite potential show stealer here. We have a ladder match for the Intercontinental title between champion Luke Harper and Dolph Ziggler. Really looking forward to this one. Definitely think Luke Harper is going to be surprising a lot of people on Sunday with what he can do in this element and what he can do in a ladder match with an athletic guy that's made for ladder matches and a Dolph Ziggler. I think he's definitely going to surprise the people. Luke Harper's a stud for what he does and stuff like that. And that being said, it's the same as Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's look great. They're getting behind him. And they're doing the right things with him. They're not making him come out. I really liked the promo that he cut, actually, this past Monday. He didn't come out super over the top and super fucking, character-y and stuff. He came out just talking like kind of a person. He came out as himself. He got the award from like Ricky Steamboat, and he just cut a very calm and just kind of chill, like, hey guys, like this kind of like he's like one of the guys type thing, and you could really get behind that instead of this being this super fucking out there, like just like fucking reining in a little bit, dude. I think that's a good sign of Dolph Ziggler, kind of a chill Ziggler. I think people will definitely get behind that. When we're gonna get behind Dolph Ziggler, whatever the fuck he does, because he's an amazing athlete and character and everything that he does. But I think a kind of chill, version of a Dolph Ziggler is a good thing. I think sometimes, less is more in some instances, and this is definitely one of them. I'm actually going to go with Ziggler getting the title back. I think that's just one of the things that I think they're building around this ladder match. It's, again, along the lines of what you've seen with Shawn before and what he did, in the Survivor Series last month and surviving all that stuff and overcoming the odds and all that kind of stuff that we've seen. Obviously what happened a lot in Shawn Michaels' career. And another thing is the importance of ladder matches in Shawn Michaels' career, which he was, made famous for, and tons of great matches that he's had. Another case here, Dolph Ziggler's like a setup type guy to win ladder matches. It makes sense for him to be a guy that could definitely win some of these. So I'm going to go with him taking the title back here, actually. I know kind of a short run with Harper, but for some reason it just feels like it's been set up to do that. Kind of dropping the title randomly on a Raw right before Survivor Series. I think to give credibility to Harper, I think was kind of the main reasoning for that, and kind of make him look like more of, which we already knew. We would have been fine. We were totally fine with it because he obviously performed exactly what we thought he was, and he, has continued to do that and has looked great. But I think it was one of those things that kind of elevate him as far as the mainstream people go, as far as like, oh shit, he just beat Dolph Ziggler. We know who Dolph Ziggler is, all this and that. And like he just beat him for it, and he's going to look like a stud going into Survivor Series, which he did. So I think it's kind of time to transition back, and I think it's one of those, especially these mid-card fucking titles, they flip-flop it like candy, like we talk about all the time. But I'm going to go Dolph getting the title back here, and a potential show stealer, and one we're definitely going to be checking out. It's going to be some really great stuff.
Whenever they start building this up after Survivor Series, and after seeing Ziggler do what he did, which was fucking crazy, just seeing it live and watching it again, but just seeing him actually beat the odds is... Then I feel like here we finally have faith in you, type stuff. WWE finally we're actually going to try to back you. Because it seems like lately WWE, and Triple H actually said in a promo for Survivor Series, it seems like all the time when Ziggler has that push going, someone's always there to knock his knees or knock him off the ladder, or knock him down, or he gets hurt for somehow. I see this match being the match of the night, hands down. With these two guys and with the way they can both go and the way they both can handle themselves in the ring, I see them surprising people. Because like James said, we all know what Ziggler can do, but not a whole lot of people know what Rowan can do. Harper, wrong person. It's all the same.
It's all good.
What Harper can do. If they give it time, like any match, if it has time and if they don't do anything stupid, I see this match maybe being the match of, probably be the match tonight, maybe match of the year.
Damn. That's big talk there. That could be, I mean, that's very possible.
It has, like, as two guys that can actually do it. It has a title on it.
Mm-hmm.
You have the aspect of the ladder in it. And then you have the story behind it.
Yeah.
It's not like something thrown together last minute or an idea they decided to pull out of their butt for SmackDown.
It's very possible. It's very true. Yeah, and I think a lot of it, and again, who are you picking in that one, by the way?
Ziggler.
Another thing with Ziggler winning, too, it's kind of, it just continues the push. It makes it seem like there's more to it. Even though if he had kept the title, it wouldn't have looked as impressive for him to retain it, but for him to win it back, it seems like it's building on the push that they really kick-started at Survivor Series. I know it doesn't really make sense because he had the title, before Survivor Series, but it's almost like Survivor Series kick-started the bigger push, and then if he wins the title again, it's kind of like just building blocks as far as the push goes. So, I don't know. It makes a lot of sense for him to do that there, but definitely, without a doubt, will be a great matchup. Next matchup, we have the tables match between Seth Rollins and John Cena. If John Cena loses this match, he is no longer the number one contender for the WWE World Championship. Interesting little tagline added to that. I know this is before SmackDown, and we were thinking they might add something like, "Oh, we're gonna make it for fucking Rollins' briefcase too." I'm like, "God damn, no!" But haven't done that yet. We haven't seen SmackDown yet, but I don't think they're gonna add anything else. Just having on Cena's side, just having his stipulation online with nothing on Rollins' side, makes me think that it's gonna lean towards Rollins' side. And the fact that it's a tables match, which John Cena has lost tables matches before. They're one of the ones that John Cena can lose because he's not getting pinned and he's not getting submitted. Those are the typical John Cena matches that we see him lose. I think back to, the Sheamus match at TLC, I think like 09 or some shit like that, where Sheamus he was up top and he just fucking falls over.
Was it 09?
I want to say it was, it might have been 2010.
I was over for that.
Yeah, you're right. It was 2010. Yep, you're right.
2010.
2012. Yeah, but I think this should be some really good stuff. I guess we could talk about the Superstar of the Year balloting at this point that happened on the Slammies that went to the, I guess not now injured, but was injured fucking Roman Reigns. And the crowd went,
I voted
Are you fucking kidding me? That belongs to Seth Rollins by far. In WWE standards,
or Dean Ambrose.
True. That's true. But to me, Seth Rollins has looked like a motherfucking stud, is a motherfucking stud, and has done everything that we knew he was capable of. And, is out there stealing shows, having kick-ass matches, and, improving his character, improving his promos, doing everything to add building blocks to what could be one of the best superstars, one of the best professional wrestlers ever. Easily.
Whoa.
Easily. Oh, God, easily. By the time he's done, do you know how fucking old this motherfucker is? He's like 25, 26 or some shit. Or 27,
let me go off this. I know you said we're not supposed to go off topic tonight.
We are.
Seth Rollins.
True.
Shawn Michaels.
Not yet.
No. Who do you think he'll be up there with Shawn Michaels?
As far as in-ring as far as
pure wrestling character.
Everything?
Yes.
Give him another 10 to 12 years. Okay. Just give him another 10 to 12. In this day and age, you have so many talented guys that make an impact in different ways. You have guys that are great characters, guys that are great in ring, guys that are great, promo guys. Put this motherfucker in the ring, which is what we've said forever. And he's like, it's not like he's like doubting Seth Rollins' ability. He's a huge Seth Rollins fan too. He's just saying like, well, that's a big fucking statement. But it's very true in my eyes. He has done some great shit, and he has done so much more than I thought he would be capable. Not as far as being in the, because I know what he's capable in the ring. He's one of the best workers in the entire world and has been for years and years. But as far as getting acclimated to WWE's style, getting acclimated to more TV type situations and the promos and his character, which is a big thing, those things, you put his, all that shit aside and just put him in the ring, bar none. I would have no problem with saying that. No problem with saying that. But I think he has room to improve with with his character and continuing with his promos. But what he's done in this short of time is outstanding, and he has so much more room, or has so much more time to improve on everything. And by the time all things are said and done, Seth Rollins is a fucking stud, and we've been telling you guys that for a very long time. And let him go out on his own and flourish like he has been, then that's what people are starting to recognize. And just wait till they turn him face and fucking people get behind him with his. He has like the most like prone, fucking awesome, perfect for a babyface moveset. He like people are gonna be fucking jaws dropped whenever he does this shit, and he's still not breaking out most shit that he's capable of. And so I don't know. There's tons of guys that are just locked in here that are just like all super talented and in their own personal ways. But to me, Seth Rollins is a guy that could definitely break out of the pack because he's a fucking stud, and we've known that for a very long time. That's still young, dude.
Debut in 03.
Still young. I know he's wrestled for a while. I thought as soon as I said 25, 20, I was like, nah, he's like a couple years older than that. But still, I mean, still very young.
Let's see, debuted. So
Punk's 36. Put that in perspective.
No, I'm thinking of how old he was when he debuted. 18.
He was young. Yeah, he was young.
17.
But I mean, put that in perspective. Punk's 36. He just left wrestling at the beginning of the year, and look what he did just in this little 2-year span. Yeah. That's fucking almost 10 years to still go off of. I mean, so
but
just
like what I was saying with the whole Shawn Michaels. Oh, I'll let you finish yours.
Anyway, so looking forward to this one. It could be some good stuff. I think a lot of shenanigans will probably end up going down. I'm actually go with Rollins winning this match just because of what's set up here. Now, as far as what goes on in the future, what goes on with Lesnar, I have no fucking idea. I think the original game plan is still to do, Lesnar and Reigns at fucking WrestleMania. Whether plans have changed, they were talking about maybe doing Cena and Reigns. And a fucking both of them because it involves fucking Roman Reigns. Yeah, I just, oh God, that's not a good situation. It's scaring me what's going to be happening with this main event of WrestleMania and what's going to be happening with the World Championship when the three factors right now involved are the champion Brock Lesnar, who hasn't been there in like fucking 3 months and is talking about leaving and probably not going to resign because has he resigned yet? I don't think he has.
He isn't.
Because of his fucking outlandish fucking contract and shit like that. A John Cena, who, it's John Cena, and Roman Reigns, who, we've talked about time and time again, and just a little bit not too much filling the shoes that he, is supposedly put in place to be filling. Just no. And not getting the crowd reactions that he was getting because, last time I checked, those crowd reactions stopped when the Shield broke up. That's interesting. I wonder who was causing all the ruckus in the fucking Shield. Oh, maybe a Seth Rollins and Dean fucking Ambrose?
Ruckus!
God damn it. I'm going to go with Rollins here. Should be some shenanigans going on because of the tails match and the situation, but could be some good stuff here.
Like we were saying, as we got off topic, about the whole Shawn Michaels thing is...
Well, you could continue. I want to hear your side of it.
You have Shawn Michaels. He started up in the Indies. He pretty much just is following what Shawn Michaels did. Started up in the Indies in the smaller promotions. And then worked his way up. And it's funny how, if you look at both of their history, they both started when they were hella young. They both liked wrestling as kids. And then if you follow what they are going through in WWE right now, they both came into a big, here's a title. There's hopes that they go on the whole drug thing.
I don't think we're going to be worried about that.
I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. But I see, you may not like this answer, I see Rollins being better than Michaels in the long run.
That's a lot of fucking to be filling there.
If, like you said,
he's got easily fresh years, at least 10 years.
He has time on his side, is what he has. And he has clean time on his side. Yeah. I'm not saying that Shawn, when he wrestled under the influence, because I'm not saying I've been perfect, I've been there, done that, blah, blah. But it's, when you wrestle, when you're under the influence of something, it's harder to do things. It's your slower pace, your mind's not... everything's not all connecting.
Not to mention the injury that took him out for 4 years of it too. And I mean, he came in, and there's nobody on this planet that fucking can do what Shawn did at the age that he was doing. I mean, he was better than the whole entire fucking roster. Like,
he's still not better than half our roster.
Probably, yeah. You throw him back in there, he's still better than fucking 85% of the goddamn roster.
But like I said, if you look at long-term wrestling, I see Rollins maybe being better than Shawn.
And I have no problem with
that. Not like miles ahead of him.
And people shouldn't be complaining about that because that's a great thing. If you have people that are, possibly...
It's like a baseball player being compared to Hank Aaron, or a hockey player being compared to Wayne Gretzky, or Mario Lemieux, or just something like that. Or a basketball player being compared to Michael Jordan.
Right.
It's just like...
It happens every day, too.
Or a golf player being compared to Phil Mickelson. It's just like... Hey, guy. Yeah, that was you. Or for Robert, a guy being compared to Jeff Gordon or whoever else drives in circles. But
I didn't even tell you. we played a fucking it was like a newlywed type game, like me and my fiance, and then
why are you pointing at me for that?
I don't know why. I guess up there, she's up there. Played that, but we had like person that is obsessed with almost to a scary like level or something, like or like is admires almost to a thing or whatever. Like, of course, Nicole wrote down punk in like 5 seconds for me, and then for Robert, she's like sitting there missing it and whatever, and Robert's like, he's all joking, and serious, I gotta probably go Jeff Gordon. Like, that was awesome, and it wasn't even Jeff Gordon. She put down wrestlers, just wrestlers plural,
all of them,
every single one. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
But back to what we were saying. It's just not. We're not sitting here dissing on Sean or dissing on Rollins. In the long term, it is something great to be compared to something like that.
Yep.
Right now, I see him beating John Cena Sunday. Just because, like J-Man said, with the whole stipulation of Cena losing the title, and I have a feeling Cena may be going to film a movie or a porno or something soon, so you gotta get that name out there. But with Lesnar and the whole Lesnar thing, with the whole Reigns thing, and the whole Daniel Bryan thing we completely forgot about, not knowing how long he'll be out, and then we have all these NXT guys ready to fucking come up. Yep. It's like and then you had these other guys like the Sheamus, like the Wade Barretts, the other guys that could fill main event shoes, but really rather see other guys come up. I see them going with Rollins, and then maybe doing something at Mania with Rollins and Reigns, or having Lesnar die, or doing something with a Bray Wyatt or Dean Ambrose. I'm just seeing them going more for the future and letting like the Lesnar finally leave, and not really putting on the older guys unless it's John Cena.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's totally true, and especially another big thing is how he's being set up, and he's looking like he's going to be the guy out of, I mean, obviously Reigns, as far as the star power for all the fucking girlies to fucking like and all the kids and shit.
Yeah, I don't know about all that either.
Yeah, see how long that will fucking last, because it's already fucking tampered off a hell of a lot more. But definitely as far as talent goes and what we look for and what the WWE is setting up right now, all of those young guys are going to be coming in when you see the Cena's kind of taper off and the Randys kind of taper off and those guys kind of like taper off as far as, their star goes and, the use of them. The guy that's going to be there to bring all of those new guys in and kind of, as far as onto the main roster and stuff, is a Seth Rollins, is a Dean Ambrose, is a Bray Wyatt. So as far as that future goes, as far as bringing in the other, bringing in the new generation and all that kind of shit, which the new generation, it's talking about the NXT guys, which if you see, Kevin Steen's promo talking about how, hey, I worked with Seth Rollins, I've been tag partners with Generico for 10 years, I worked with Daniel Bryan, and they called all of them first except for me. So they're all on the same level, but as far as bringing them onto the main roster, how they're setting them up to the mainstream eyes, Seth Rollins is the guy. Seth Rollins is the guy that you put in the ring, and now you're the guy that they're testing. Or, Rollins is the guy that's testing them. So I think that's fucking awesome because, couldn't pick anybody else. And some great stuff there. So sorry to go off on our Rollins diatribe there.
And see if you, like, one more thing. If you see, like, in the future, you're going to see, like, the face of the company, what is John Cena, will be John Cena. Right. And then who else would you're not going to put a Bray Wyatt as the face.
It'll probably be a Roman Reigns. Or something like that, or whatever the fuck, which I don't, whatever.
The face of the company really doesn't bother me.
No, I don't give a fuck. Because once you get in the ring, because that's what you fucking, nobody pays to see Roman Reigns come out there and cut some shitty ass fucking promo with his fucking tight jacket and shitty fucking whatever the fuck on. People pay because they want to sit there and watch the fucking shit in the ring and the storylines that go, along around it. That's what we pay for. That's what we give a shit about. The in-ring production and everything that goes around with it. Not just one little fucking side piece because, I'm going to go be a fucking faggoty little model on some fucking whatever the fuck he does. Because that's what they look at now. I mean, they basically set him up like he's a fucking stripper. I mean, that's basically what he is now. Like, people come out, they just show all the fucking girls and shit. And they're like, they're talking in his fucking deep-ass fucking gargle voice or whatever. Like, fuck that shit. I don't give a shit about that fucking shit. You're not giving me what I fucking want. What I want is what fucking Seth Rollins is giving us right now, which is quality, which is production, which is motherfucking talent. And that's not what the fucking 2014 Superstar of the fucking year has.
But,
ass.
Like I was saying, face of the company is just there to sell products. Because if you look at, like, John Cena, his matches aren't the best. But when the long run is that fucking total income right there, when John Cena's out there, fucking kids running by all his shit. What they're trying to do with Roman Reigns. Because they realize that, okay, Seth Rollins can't be the face of the company because all the women will, once we become face, all the women will be like, oh my god, Seth Rollins, blah, blah. And then they'll go buy his shit. And that's like us true wrestling fans, we all know, I don't give a fuck if you're face, heel, fucking butt ugly. If you can perform in the ring, I'm going to buy your shit.
Yep.
But if you fucking are a Jeff Hardy and get stoned for a fucking Victory Road, I'm going to fucking burn your shit.
He did. He did indeed do that. Well, let's see. That didn't really last long. Their whole try to get through it quick. Whoops. Because I'm sure we're going to want to talk about this one too. Next up, in our eyes, we have the main event. Who knows if this will actually be the main event? I hope so, seeing how the name of the pay-per-view is TLC. SRT3PO. We have the TLC match between Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose. Actually announcing this at the live show, live Survivor Series, which we attended.
Oh my god.
Pretty crazy to already have that match announced, which is fucking awesome. Building upon this, continuing with the same stuff they've been doing as far as build goes. We're getting a lot of just random Bray Wyatt promos about climbing ladders and looking above Ambrose down back in the mud where he belongs or whatever the hell. Ambrose going off the radar, crazy shit, breaking up or destroying the chair, which I guess was a lot more symbolic than we thought it was. Wyatt kind of promo on that, which is another random little thing there. But yeah, definitely look for this to be, a little all-out fucking crazy brawling type matchup here. Definitely look for a lot of setup type spots because that's usually how the TLCs go. It's a lot more predictable setup type shit. Probably look for definitely a bigger spot towards the end of this, which it seems to always do, some sort of push off the ladder in the ring to like 4 tables or some shit. Obviously this one is going to end in pinfall because there's nothing on the line, no title or anything like that, and everybody's like, how could they do this? There's been TLC matches in the past where it's not been for a title. Calm the fuck down. Although it is better to go up and have something on the line, but no matter what, we're not going to complain about a fucking TLC match with Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose. There's going to be a solid winner here, and that one's going to be Dean Ambrose. Again, just they bring him back. They start this feud with Ambrose, talking about Wyatt. They bring him back, start it up, and then it's just like they just continue to fucking just, I don't know, it just doesn't work for some reason. It's just not working. It's not clicking. They're not like full bore going with something with Bray Wyatt. Ambrose has kind of tapered off a little bit here and there with the stuff that was going on with the Survivor Series match, and he wasn't in that, so obviously kind of focus gets taken off a little bit because he was being set up as the number 2 babyface until fucking Roman Reigns came back.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, I definitely look for this to be some good stuff. Definitely some wild shit going on here, some setup spots. I don't know, they could have some random shit maybe at the end of this if they want to go with something with Wyatt, but I just don't see it happening. Like I said, I'm going to go with Ambrose getting the win here. Look for this to be a fun way to end off the calendar year as far as pay-per-view goes for WWE.
Like Jamin said, this whole Wyatt thing when he came back in Hell in a Cell, fucking great. With this Survivor Series epic match would have been better if it was actually a pinfall, blah blah. Coming in with the feud versus a guy like a Dean Ambrose, like a fucking crazy character like he is and all that, was a great way to do it with him. I just see Wyatt working better with more of a faction type. Like the Wyatt family when he was there was fucking epic.
Fits more of his like cultish type ways, right?
Cult, like you said. I see him actually starting up another Wyatt family. Because if you think about it, his brother Bo Dallas is actually hurt. See him come back and join that, or come back and help Bray Wyatt, and just start something with that, or just start something new. I love Bray Wyatt. I love Dean Ambrose. Yeah. They're both 2 epic wrestlers. But right now, it's kind of like Jamin said before. Once we hit after Survivor Series, we just start spitting in mud. We don't look for the future. We just kind of just try to coast our way through till we get to Rumble, which is an awful thing. And since they kind of been, that's how they've been doing in the past, I don't see them doing a whole lot of change. I see Ambrose winning this. I see maybe another match out of this, maybe, beginning of the year. I don't really see, I see it kind of getting written off with the TLC and how this probably should be the main event. We don't really know how they're setting it up, but in the long run, this feud was really good for Wyatt to come back to start with. But I would like to see him more for a title like the world title.
Right.
Maybe having something at the Rumble or having him winning the Rumble. And just having him set up something with like an Ambrose or not an Ambrose, a Rollins or a Cena. This is where I saw Cena Bray
Wyatt.
Yeah. Since where I saw Cena and Wyatt before, maybe do something new. Maybe have him come in and face somebody like I said, a Rollins, or I don't even know about a Roman Reigns. Maybe just somebody like a Daniel Bryan, something that way. Just give us something fresh. That's what I keep trying to focus on with WWE, and they need to focus on the future. Is something fresh. Don't Bray. We had the Big Show face heel turn, whatever. It's like the 9,000th time. Nothing's gonna change. We have John Cena, Mr. Face. We have this. Surprise us. I know with the whole technology stuff, everybody knows everything, but just surprise us with something that will blow our socks off. And that's what you kind of need to do at the end of the year to get people talking about it.
Right. Definitely, like we said, tale of two parts of a card here. First part, forgettable. Second part, could be some good stuff and could definitely deliver in some potential, show-stealing type stuff and some really entertaining stuff towards the end of the card here. But this will now wrap up our WWE TLC 2014 preview. Be sure to check out our review after the pay-per-view Sunday, and then be sure to check out probably next week. We're going to be probably doing a topics video. Like I said, get all that shit out that's been happening lately with Punk, and maybe talk about TNA, and then we'll get our final battle kind of thoughts on stuff in there. We just didn't want to cram them all into this weekend and have 3 videos back to back to back like that, but we'll get it out eventually, sooner or later, hopefully by next week. But like I said, this will now wrap it up. For my partner Quaddy, I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition for Wrestling Pulse, the Pulse, Professional Wrestling World.